The most difficult thing about being a district attorney is you cannot get justice for every victim.
The most frustrating thing about being an assistant district attorney?
An assistant district attorney, or even a district attorney himself. I said, though I've never been a district attorney, I've talked to several. Matter of fact, I have 3 of them that are endorsing me. It's frustrating. Most of what the district attorney's office does is something less than justice. I think of justice as when someone commits a crime, they get the punishment that's set out for that crime. Most of the time, people get mercy, and sometimes people are deserving of mercy. But given the limits and constraints in our system, we are not able to try every case, and I perfectly understand that. If we were not to offer some pleas, or if we were not to offer some mercy, we would be in a position to try every case. And I would like to do that. It is frustrating that I cannot try every case and get justice for every victim. But I can get something. I can get a piece of something for every single victim out there whose case has merit.
Thank you. I didn't mean to cut you off there, Mr. Greenbjorn. I'm sorry.
What I would do just a couple things I would do to change that. Number one thing that can happen that doesn't happen in this district attorney's office is the taking of felony pleas in district court. What that has done in Rowan County is that's reduced 1,000 cases that would be felony cases, H&I cases, that we'd have to deal with. Some of those cases Mr. Martin talked about, those drug cases. Those drug cases in Iredell County or Rowan County are dealt with at the district court level. That gives us an opportunity to get more justice for those serious cases that are in Superior Court. That's one of the first changes I would try to make. That also gives those victims an opportunity to have their case heard and disposed of quicker.
Mr. Martin.
Thank you. There are frustrations that are inherent in the system based primarily upon the fact that we have a justice system that was created 40 years ago and has not kept pace with the times. However, I do not tend to think of my job in terms of frustration. If I thought of my job in terms of frustration, I'd find a different job. I think of my job in terms of fulfillment, and the fulfillment I get on the results that I get in the courtroom. There are daily grinds, there are problems, there are frustrations of case docketing and trying to run as much through the system as you can. But on those occasions when I get frustrated, I fall back upon the good feelings I have when I think about seeing an 18-month-old baby on the table at the morgue having been raped and murdered, and I think about sending her murderer to prison for life without parole like I did. And I think about seeing Quinn Witherspoon on the couch with a bullet hole in his head, and I think about sending Misty Witherspoon to prison where she will never draw another free breath. And then I think in terms of fulfillment, not frustration. For our frustrations that we do have of court organization, I will reorganize, I will work for efficiency, and I will be a good steward of our resources. However, I will not sacrifice my conscience at the altar of statistics and public opinion polls. Thank you.
Ms. Kirkman.
Thank you. I think the most frustrating part about being a prosecutor, being an assistant district attorney, is that we don't have the luxury of saying, wow, that person did that, they should be punished, I'm going to go out and do everything I can about that, just pushing that to the limit. Well, defense attorneys have an easier job because their job is to zealously advocate for their clients, and that's their only job. But the state doesn't have that job. As prosecutors, we have to be ministers of justice. We have to look at every side of every issue. We have to do what's right, not just for the state and for a victim. We have to do what's right for the defendant. And that's a frustrating part of this job. But I think what overcomes that is the fact that we are held to a higher standard as prosecutors, and we are expected to be ministers of justice. And I think that when prosecutors remember that and remember the oath that they took, then that will make that frustration go away.